River Valley Marine out on iconic Lake Minnetonka. And speaking of iconic, got a couple Hall of Famers here with me, John Randle and Cris on the Bennington Pontoon to talk all things Vikings 1998. This is Captain's Chair, driven by Polaris. We have a question from Carol Cleaver, who's been a season ticket member for 21 years. Wow. She wants to know, what was your most memorable moment of the 1998 season?
98, I gotta say drafting Randy Moss, because I was totally shocked that he fell to 21. And I was on the phone with Coach Green when the first 5 picks, and he's like, I'm hearing around the league they're not gonna draft him. And it's like, he's gonna fall to us. Coach, he's not gonna be all the way down there at 20. He's the best player in the draft. A couple hours later, talking to Moss on the phone. And then not knowing that we were gonna finish the regular season 15-1. But that, to me, was the moment that changed the season and made the season possible.
Yeah.
With Dennis Green drafting that kid, bringing him into our locker room, and then that locker room being able to get the best out of that kid for that season.
Johnny?
Okay, oh my God.
It's a lot to process.
No, it's a lot. It's not a good moment, it's a sad moment, was when the season was over, driving home on 394 and seeing all the banner flags from vehicles that had been thrown off their vehicles and had been thrown on the side of the road. And I'm talking not 5 or 10, I saw at least 20 that were on the side of the road, because that, to me, said the season just didn't affect us, it affected our fans.
Mm.
And for me, I've always been fan-driven. Sometimes you didn't feel like playing, but the fans pushed me.
Yeah.
And to see those banner flags from vehicles.
Especially when you play with the type of energy
Yes,
you play
yeah.
with. Like, that energy's not fake, but every day it's not the maximum.
Nah.
And you need the fans to be, and then when you see them, it's able to get you where you need to be to play your game. Yes, I could see that.
At the point where I pulled over the side of the road and picked up a couple of them and was just looking at them, and that told me right then and there that how much that season meant to the fans too. So that's, for me, probably the most thing that sticks in my head.
One of the things I remember most about that season was the Week 5 Monday night game against Green Bay, in Green Bay, when they had the winning streak. I believe it was 40 games.
Oh, yeah.
And we went in there and took care of them.
And the Green Bay Packers meet the unbeaten Minnesota Vikings. It's a matchup of the NFC's only remaining undefeated team on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. What's that like for you guys? What was that like for you?
Oh, Monday Night Football,
It's
man.
everything.
Yes, everything, because there's no other action on.
Mm-hmm.
Just you. Everybody from hometown, everybody in
That's
the sports
Dennis
bar.
Green.
Yes.
That's his speech,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Before the game.
That game. That stuck in my head, too, because he was like, there's no other action on TV.
Yep.
This is it. Your mom and pops, sports bar,
Grade school teachers.
Grade school teachers watching you
Grade
play.
school teacher that gave you a C.
Yes.
What about the girl that wouldn't give you a date?
Oh.
Now she's looking at you with her boyfriend or husband that she's not pleased with. I love Dennis Green on Monday night. Those speeches.
Hey, you would go from like this to, oh my God, that's right, coach.
Yeah.
That's right. Dude, you couldn't help but get hyped for that.
Sometimes the eggs aren't good. Sometimes the bed's not soft.
Oh, we got to adjust. That little boy, adjust. Man.
It's a business trip, remember?
Yeah.
Business trip.
There's always, man.
I remember it was raining sideways the day. It was raining, all day it was raining sideways. And we had our pre-meeting with the coaches and with Brian Billick, and he asked me, what I thought. And I said, man, I grew up in Ohio, man. It rains all the time. It's cold all the time. I said, but Randle has the type of ball. I said, when we used to play in the East Coast, Philadelphia, we used to go to New York and play Washington. Randle, he throws a spiral that can go through the wind. And it won't be, he was like, really? I was like, yeah, we should go with the same game plan. They won't expect us to bomb them deep, especially early. And he was like, we're gonna do it. And Randle was the only one that could throw the ball through that wind with Randy, and that's how we were able to get the big lead. But that was a dynamic game and a great confidence builder for the team.
So one of the other things that's changed, I think, in this game is just, leadership, right? We talk about leadership, and you guys have brought that up in different ways. Different guys lead.
Mm-hmm.
But Denny was a little different in that respect, where we had rotating captains. He would pick the captains every single week. Nowadays, you see guys that have the actual the big C on their jersey. Let me ask you this: if you were in charge, both of you, if you guys were both head coaches, what way would you do it?
For us, leadership started in practice. So it was by going out there, and you didn't have to talk about being a leader. You just went out there and showed by example. And that was also a big part of it. And I think, we had so many guys on the team that could have been captain. That's why we had the switching captains on the games, because we had different guys that were captain. I mean, you have Jeff Christie one week, Randle McDaniel, Todd Stussy was switching up for captain, Big K. So I think that's made everyone feel as if you could be a captain.
Yeah.
I think that made everybody feel special under Dennis Green for that captain role.
Yeah, he did a good job of being inclusive as far as the team. But we know when we got into the meetings, we knew who the leaders of the team was.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like we knew who could do what, we knew who could say what. But I think the rest of the roster, it made them feel more empowered, because that's a magic. In the NFL game, there's a couple magic moments. One is the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
The other one to me is that captains, when you walk out there. When I was going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, one of the unique things you do is at the Super Bowl, they bring you out for the coin toss.
Yeah.
And to me, it was San Francisco with Colin Kaepernick versus Ray Lewis in his last game with the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And man, being a captain it's like the ultimate sign of respect to your teammates. So I think Dennis Green did a great job. And I love the way he rotated some of the captain, even though he knows who the real leaders were.
Yeah. And to that point, I think everybody did, but it gave you something to aspire to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you just, like, as a special teams guy, you just wanted to get out there and get, become part of that, win, you get the get the plaque.
Oh,
get,
absolutely.
All that stuff.
The picture and everything.
Yeah, I think
that was awesome.
Because when I look back, I still look at those photos, and I look at the different captains, and I look at the guys' expressions. Man, to see Chris Walsh, I think Tate out there, to see those guys' expression that they're captains.
Mm-hmm.
Man, come on, that's
a magic moment.
Yes.